Hello, fans of Movie Guys podcast, and I don't know what to say because this is a bad opening because I got a lot to say about ID2, which is Independence Day Resurgence. That's what we're talking about today. I'm along with Eric and Ed, of course. How you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good, buddy. How you doing?
Recovering from the holiday weekend.
I'm not doing
from our
great because I
Independence
saw
Day.
this movie during the holiday weekend.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Well.
I mean, whatever. Fitting enough that it opens up. Oh no, it didn't. It opened up June 24th, right? So a few weeks before that. But I mean, obviously they're kind of in the realm of Independence Day. So keeping with the theme as it did. Was it 20 years ago?
20 years ago.
Yep.
Jeez, 20 years. It just seems like doesn't seem like that was that long, but
Well, they mention it about 1,000 times in this movie that the movie came out 20 years ago.
yeah, they sure did. So yeah, 20 years ago, and and already they get everyone except Will Smith in this movie, but like literally like every single person came back and then some, right?
In Will Smith's defense, nobody else in their career nobody else since that movie has done really anything except Jeff Goldblum, and he'll do anything.
True.
And he was not going to attach his name to this movie.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to because after Earth, he needs to get a paycheck.
I mean, I think that's just kind of I would argue William Fitchner too, but that guy just does everything, man. He's just like one of those people where he's like, hey, hey William, we have a project for you. Do you want it? He goes, yeah, I want to do it. It's like, well, do you want to know what it's?
I didn't even tell you about it yet.
No. I'm signed up. Let's go. It's like, all right. Do you want to know how much it pays? No. Let's go. It's like, damn. All right, man. That guy has been like, he has such a huge range. So it's just like, yeah, why not? I bet you he was just like sitting around on his couch, just kind of staring at the wall. Just like, hey, you want to do Independence Day too? Yeah, fuck it.
That definitely sounds exactly right.
It.
So I mean, I like him though, but everyone else is just kind of like, whatever.
This is
where do you even start with this type of movie?
Well, first of all, let's start with the history of it, where this movie does not need to be made. Like, first of all, this movie has 1,000 jump the shark moments, but the first one is, why do you want to start a sequel, not a reboot? A reboot is understandable 20 years later, but a sequel 20 years later makes no sense. We have a problem in this country, and it's not Hillary, it's not Trump, it's nostalgia. That's the issue. Everybody who is our age is like, oh, you remember in '96, man? Cool. Let's do this again. For no fucking reason. This movie does not need to exist. That's the start of this show.
Well, although I agree with you in theory that like the movie itself doesn't necessarily need to exist as like a sequel, and you're right. This movie basically, other than the fact that it was probably going to make them a lot of money. Realistically, I guess it didn't necessarily have to have the Independence Day name to it. But that being said, the only reason any of us went to see it was because it was an Independence Day movie.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. Well, because I think Jordan saw it just because we agreed that we were going to go see it and review it. So,
yes.
If it had not been for that, just because we knew that it was going to be like it's a blockbuster movie, and so when you have these summer blockbusters that are coming out, they don't need to be, good. They just need to kind of I don't know, be in that realm of summer blockbusters. They need to be, have a few jokes. They need to be really just coming up, just ignore all sort of have movie physics. So disobey any real laws of physics, or have zero explanation. Just like, hey, let's just throw that in there. But sir, it won't make any sense. Yeah, but throw it in there.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be summer release, so it's whatever. But so far, though, I mean, the budget I'm looking up. Says that it was 165 million to make, and so far it's grossed domestically around 72 million. So it hasn't even hit halfway point yet.
That's scary.
Looks like we won't get that third sequel when they have a galactic space battle.
Well, we'll see, because I think it did well overseas.
Can I just say that when they basically tell you that they're going to make a third movie, that I got goosebumps on my in terms of like my bad movie goosebumps, the ones that like, yes, this is so bad it's good. When Data, what the hell's his name? I can't remember.
The guy
Data from Star
who actually died in the last
Brent,
movie, who
Brent
was
Spiner.
Yeah,
alive
but
in this movie somehow.
but he's somehow alive.
Brent
When he's like,
Spiner, yeah.
yes. When he's like, oh, but they just told us they want us to be they want us to lead their revolution against these aliens, and we're gonna have an intergalactic space war. I think that was literally the line. And everybody in the room, like everybody on screen, smiled. I smiled. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was that corny and that bad that it caused me to smile.
We're gonna kick some serious alien ass.
For the first time ever in my movie going experiences, in the life of movies that I've seen, my wife and I called the movie throughout the film, which we're going to talk about this. We're going to go in depth about this, so don't worry, fans.
Again, all
But,
spoilers. All of our audio,
Oh yeah,
our reviews are spoiler heavy.
film.
So.
Spoiler heavy. So, but this is the first time this has ever happened. It was empty theater. This was now the third time this year that I've gone to a movie by myself. Well, my wife was with me this time. Nobody was in the theater, and we talked to each other the whole time, saying, "Oh, this is going to happen," and it did happen, and whatever. But my point is, this is the first time this ever happened. We walked out of that theater so pissed off of what we just saw that right next door, Purge 3 just started, so we just snuck right in there because we felt we were owed our money back.
The good old double feature. That's pretty good. The last time I had done a double feature like that, where you just go right out of one into the other, was a while ago. It was Book of Eli and, oh damn it, what the hell's that old person movie with Alec Baldwin, Steve Martin, and Meryl Streep about oh, train's coming.
It wasn't Bucket List, was it?
No, they weren't in that. It doesn't matter, but either way, it was just like one bad, one good. So
Yeah.
I do just say I really like Book of Eli, so that better not be the bad one.
no. The other one was just kind of like you know, I gotta find it now, but it doesn't. I know it's not gonna matter when I find it.
But I just want to make the record.
It's complicated.
Purge 3 wasn't great. Purge 3 was not great at all, but it was a lot better than this movie. So we at least felt the theater happy.
Let's just get into it. You know what? If you
We
don't
gotta
mind,
get into it.
I'm just gonna jump in because I think I can kind of keep this short and simple, and then we can just piggyback off of each other pretty much. That's how I expect this to go.
Absolutely.
Right
Start it off.
Right from the start, and by the start I mean like when you walk into the movie theater, knowing it's Independence Day Resurgence, from the trailer, you pretty much can already know how it's going to play out. You can guess everything start to finish, and it's just like, okay, I bet, from what it sounds like, it's going to be just like Independence Day, the first one.
Yeah.
Except it's just gonna whatever the hell rehash it, and that's exactly what it does. Exactly what it was from start to finish. It was pretty much just that, where they're just like, oh, everything that worked in the first movie, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it with all the same characters. Everyone's gonna reprise their roles. We'll add in a few extra ones for the newer crowd because they're younger and everyone's old. But we'll just make everything bigger. So this time the aliens are bigger, including their spaceships, including the actual aliens themselves. The technology is going to be bigger, the budget's bigger, the explosions are bigger. Everything's just going to be bigger. So that's all they're doing is just taking whatever the hell Independence Day was, and they're just going to do it times 2. That's all this movie was. But just because you double up on it doesn't make everything better. Like lightning is not going to hit twice in Hollywood most of the time. It might for like Wayne's World, but like it's not gonna do it for Independence Day. This movie was just kind of like, I think I yawned.
Oh God, that's not good.
Well, because again, there are parts in the movie where like it's very predictable, and I told you guys before that like watch it again. I know you won't, but I can send you maybe a downloaded copy or something like that. I'm pretty sure, including Jeff Goldblum, everyone has a moment where they have a gun in their hand or like they're in a spaceship and they go, all right, and they're like, and they yell,
Yes.
kind of like a yeehaw moment there,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, and I think Liam Hemsworth does it. I think like 5 times actually. We're
Yeah.
not gonna make it. Hold on tight. You know, it's just,
Yeah, you're
Nobody's
exactly
gonna
right.
die today.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody has a gun in their hand screaming moment. Everybody has a fuck up moment. Everybody has a last stand moment. Everybody has it's there's no real true hero in this movie. They try to tell you that it's Will Smith's son. They try to tell you that it's going to be him, and then they try to infer that it's going to be Liam Hemsworth, and ultimately it kind of is, but like then it's Bill Pullman's daughter, and and there's no real hero in
and then
this
Bill
movie.
Pullman. You know.
Yeah, and then Bill Pullman, and he has his screaming moment. He's he's in the ship with he's in the mothership with these 4 nuclear warheads that he flies this antiquated, or not antiquated, like everybody around him is flying the normal ships, and he flies one of their ships, that third party did they give it a name?
A
The Sphere.
tug something, wasn't it? I think he
Yeah,
rode one
yeah,
of those.
Tug.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he flies the sort of tow truck with the tug in there, in this fake RF emitter. Which, by the way, if this alien queen could track this RF emitter basically by sense across the galaxy, you'd think she would have figured out by now what the real ones and fake ones are. And they tell you 1,000 times over that we're nowhere near as advanced as them, but yet somehow we fool her. But anyway, let's take that for what it is. It's movie magic. So then he explodes these 4 nuclear warheads, kills himself, but yet then all of a sudden we have one of those moments like, nuh-uh, I have a cloaking device, you can't shoot me moment, like when you were 6, and the queen has her own shield, and that these nuclear bombs couldn't they couldn't penetrate. But then one of the ships flown by Bill Pullman's daughter, the former first daughter, that she's all of a sudden she's all pissed off because she thinks her boyfriend's dead, and now she realizes her dad's dead, and then all of a sudden her weapons can destroy this vest, or does she fly through the shield but not
Video
get
game
hit?
theory, right? Is that you keep on blasting it until those shields wear out.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what they even say. They even say, just hit it till it goes away. Like, no,
Science.
I mean it was so video game like. And when we were talking, for all of our fans out there, the 3 of us, for communication purposes, we have a group Facebook message. The 3 of us got on this tirade yesterday about this damn movie. We almost started the review the day before we're doing it right now about this. But like, I thought of Mass Effect. This whole movie is basically the movie version of Mass Effect.
Yeah, not to mention the queen is also the size of the Sears Tower too. Like, just this huge behemoth of a thing. And I was telling other people about, just like, okay, just to sum up pretty much this movie. There's a part of the movie where this giant queen, who's just blown up times 100, just a huge, tall, just a tank, where she's just like, you know what, fuck everything else, I'm gonna chase a bus through the desert. And you got it, the bus is full of children. Why are they out there? Doesn't matter. She's gonna chase it. Nothing else matters besides getting this school bus that's being driven by Jeff Goldblum, and he wins. He outmaneuvers her. Hyper intelligent creature, interstellar travel, beats her by a school bus.
A school bus full of kids with his dad, who wrote a book that said How I Saved the World, that he's giving lectures at an old folks home about.
Yeah, who's complaining about it the entire time? Oh, you're not driving right. Just like, Dad, like, look, how do you look behind you? They still have their sense of humor, by the way, and the kids relatively calm, just enjoying the show. Oh wow, this is great.
Their parents are dead.
Oh, so they just like, yeah, I guess that, you know what, that doesn't even mean anything. Like, I really don't even give a shit. Like, the motivation, if I'm complaining about the children's motivation in the movie, then, I mean, amongst the other things,
So
going back to again, school bus in the desert, I don't know why it was there, but.
And it's sometimes, I don't know, maybe this is just me noticing, at some points the bus is a stick, and at other points it's not.
Continuity
Did anybody else?
for the win there.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe I'm just making that up now as I'm thinking about it, but like when they needed to step on it, I distinctly remember Jeff Goldblum taking his foot off the gas, putting it on the clutch, and putting it into another gear, but then it's a school bus that I've never since the 30s when an automatic transmission was invented. The first thing they fucking put it on was a school bus. You know what I mean?
It's just again whatever, and not to mention that again, everyone's the kid who was driving it, or no, the both people were trained. It's just whatever. A lot of shit that you're just like.
So
I don't
clearly, we all love this movie.
Yeah.
And but I want to talk about the beginning here. I want to talk about where we have a society in this movie has been for 20 years. Like, okay, so what they're saying is it's not terrible, but they're gonna jump the shark quickly. Begin this movie. It's been 20 years since the aliens invaded Earth, and we have adapted their technology. But what did we adapt their technology to? Space travel and weapons. Where are the flying cars? Where are fancy clothes? I don't know. I want to see a fancy future. Nothing really. Because
government technology.
Because people are still, government technology. And what I thought was interesting, I don't think it's good. I think it's interesting though, that I believe they say it that every single planet in our galaxy, well, not our galaxy, but in our universe, wherever, has a space station on it, right?
Yeah, that's the mention.
Yeah, either that or a weapon. Either that or a weapon. I don't remember which.
Now, here's where they fuck up on. Here's where my wife and I say, oh, this is going to be bad. Now, I'm going to talk very carefully so you guys can get this. I don't know if you guys caught this or not, okay? It has been 20 years since the aliens have attacked. They have space stations on every planet. They are opening the movie on the moon, and Liam Hemsworth, just at that moment, the reason why the tug fails is because they put the alien weapon on the moon. Yeah. And then 10 minutes later, the sphere comes.
Yeah, pretty convenient, right?
Do you see where that's a fuck?
Also, his first screaming scene, by the way, too.
That is so stupid. Okay, sphere. There's a sphere now in the universe. They completely just don't give a shit.
Well, like, my thing is more so, and I'm going to piggyback off of you, is that they make it a great point to say, okay, 20 years after we've established world peace. They said world peace, right? Or world coexistence or something like that too.
Yeah.
And so the first thing that they do, they're building weapons. Okay, yeah. I understand that for protection because they fear they might come back, and that's understandable. But the thing comes through, and they're doing world peace, and then everyone's just like, nuke it. It's just like, well, you have your experts who saved the world. I mean, again, we won't get into that just because Jeff Goldblum for some reason beats the aliens by. Who would have thought the aliens use Linux, by the way, too? Like, that's a part. I mean, for 20 years, he makes a virus and he's able to just read their code. But we won't get into that again. But yeah, the thing comes through and he's just like, hey, I'm an expert. We have there's apparently a whole bunch of alien experts that are around the world too. They don't consult any of them, and they're just like, yeah, first reaction is nuke it.
They have an alien psychiatrist.
Yeah, exactly.
Who just randomly shows up and they try to introduce a love story. Did I miss something from the first one that this is because he was he was married to the chief of staff of the White House,
right?
And then now all of a sudden he used to be with this alien psychologist now.
She was just a fling for the past 20 years. It had nothing to do with the original. It was just a fling.
And the way they introduce it is the reason they need to go find her. Well, they don't even tell you about her. She just is introduced because they went to this warlord's camp who's also the president of his country, and because his dad just died, and they just spent the last 20 years fighting alone these fucking aliens that the warlord comes up, you got to kill them from behind, which you have to introduce a way to kill them, but like, why did nobody help them? Like these African tribes bound together to fight these aliens with the giant spaceship that was drilling a hole, they had no drilling in the first movie, by the way.
Yeah. But
they're drilling a hole and nobody goes to help. This African warlord is left to do his thing and just fend for himself and his people.
A completely intact spaceship and just left in the kind of that middle part of Africa. And you can tell, obviously, these spaceships are big enough where you can see them from space, but they just happened to kind of fly by that one. No one picked that
Yes.
one up before in 20 years. They're just like, oh, how did we miss this spaceship? Oh, it's just here. When did you get here? And it's like, yeah, it was here the entire time, buddy. Maybe stop ignoring Africa once in a while, and you'll see a spaceship there that's drilling into Earth's core.
I have a
Yeah.
quick question, real quick, about the African warlord. How does he? Because they don't establish any other character that is a scientist who has seen the aliens up close before, regardless of the guy fighting. How does this African warlord know how to read their language?
He's been hunting them for 20
Well,
years.
he does. He says in the movie. Now, it's not a good answer, but it's an answer.
Okay.
Is that he goes, we spent, I don't remember what he said exactly, but it was they were hunting us. We had to learn how to hunt them. So they sort of learned how to decipher their language, which makes logical sense. You would do that, but at the same time, it would not be in the English.
It would not be.
It would have been. It would have been into their native tongue because these are African tribes, they're not British fucking colonies.
That's a good call.
They're African tribes, and I'm trying to put logic to this movie, and I'm frustrating myself.
Hollywood logic. Hollywood logic is that every other country speaks English, and every other planet speaks English.
In Hollywood, it does absolutely. Why is Jeff Goldblum in this movie?
I don't know.
Everybody else is.
It's between movies.
No, I mean, I'm serious. I'm not trying to be
think about it. Jeff Goldblum has been reduced to doing Rent.com commercials,
which is fine. But I'm just trying to say that this guy, his character, has no reason to be in it. What they should have done, and they only did it with Bill Pullman, was they should have killed all the old characters off.
They killed 2 old characters off, and so he may do. I would imagine that the remaining characters are going to be alive in the 3rd movie because we are getting a 3rd movie, right? I mean, it's completely set up. But
now,
two of the characters, and Vivica did it right, where she's just like, "Hey, it's my contract. I want to get 5 sentences in, and then just kill me off, so I can just go home, or like get my paycheck and go home."
Which I am not saying that strippers cannot be successful and be doctors, but my wife said throughout the whole movie, Will Smith's wife was a stripper. I said, no, she wasn't. She was a nurse. She was a fucking stripper.
She was good call.
You're right. I remember. I didn't remember that.
Movie,
good call.
She was a fucking stripper.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, I forgot that. In the first movie, Vivica was a stripper, and now she's, almost ahead of medicine right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she does have a pretty heroic death.
Does she, though? Because her son doesn't even try to help her, which we'll talk about the kids here right now.
She's in a fighter
I love
jet.
it. Yeah, but I love the kids. I love the fact that the kids the president's daughter makes sense, and Will Smith's son makes sense to be fighter pilots and all this stuff. That makes sense. Liam Hemsworth is just the 3rd guy. He's the 3rd wheel in this triangle, which really has no reason to be here. But all these kids went to the same flight school, trained under the same people, and are now all fighter pilots. Really? This is the best that they can come up with.
That in my thought process makes a little bit of sense, and because Will Smith's son, Will Smith was a fighter pilot. He was in the Air Force. That's who he was, or maybe he was a naval fighter pilot. I don't remember, but he was a fighter. That's how he became what he was. That's how he got to do what he did. And he basically, and they tell you that he's idolized. He's got a picture up to the cabinet office in the White House. Like there's a portrait of him.
True.
So naturally, and they even say later, like to Liam Hemsworth, who the reason that they're fighting or whatever is because he nearly kills him in flight school. The reason that you shouldn't have been trying to be first was because it was always going to be him. It was never going to be you. So it was always going to be Will Smith's son. So legacy-wise, that's there. That's that.
This is where they fuck up, though, because I'm going to tell you this other piece of knowledge. Because, again, Gene and I came back home and we watched the first movie. Found out Vivica Fox was a stripper. We also find out in the first movie, go back and watch it, guys. Blow your mind. That is not Will Smith's son. That was her son from a previous boyfriend. He married into her.
You're right. I forgot about that.
That's a stepson. So how is this kid a fucking legacy? Because he's the stepson?
Well, but you know, I've had stepfathers that were just as much a father to me as my own.
Well, did your
Hey,
stepfather
I've had
save the world from a interplanetary invasion,
yeah,
interspecies invasion?
no. I'm just trying to say, like, if you're going to not have Will Smith in this and you're going to kill him off by a training exercise 5 years before, which come on, and this is not his actual blood son, this is his stepson, then why don't you introduce his actual father? Have that
But
struggle
you're
or
definitely
something.
right though, because I think for most of the movie, people were talking Captain Hiller, right? Just like, oh, your father was a great man. They kept on addressing him as your father. When you're very right. I mean, it was in the first movie where he was actually the stepfather. So
Mm-hmm.
again, Hollywood logic, they
Mm-hmm.
just ignore everything. Everybody, this is we're keep on going, keep up. We're just saying we're rolling. We don't have time to go
Yeah,
fix
I
it.
mean, and of course, my
That's the
wife
problem with the
called
movie.
it when when they when they decided to blow up the spear. She actually taps me in the shoulder and she says, I don't know why she whispered because nobody's in the theater, but she whispered and said, I guarantee you that spear is supposed to help them destroy the aliens. I
Oh,
guarantee it.
absolutely. This movie is predictable from the most amateur level. Like I could show my 4-year-old nephew the first one, and then we could watch this one, and he could tell me what's going to happen. Anybody who's ever seen a movie can predict this.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
Jeff Goldblum tells
absolutely.
you right off the bat, don't destroy this thing. I've always been right. Let's think about it. And then they're like, no, we're going to destroy it. We're going to we're going to show you how big our dick is. And we're going to test our new weapon. And
Yes.
they destroy it. And the spear even says, well, I was trying to warn you. I was scanning you, and I was trying to like you, but you blew me up.
Yeah, but we're cool though.
Yeah, we're good. We're all right.
Oh, yeah, okay. This movie is just all kinds of batshit crazy. It's just,
Well,
um,
I said to
does
you
it?
guys on the Facebook group too that the other part is that the aliens, they learn from the previous attack, and so one of the first things they do is do a global EMP, and they knock everything out, right? I mean, so like power is
Yes.
down, like computer systems are shut down, and like satellites out of the sky, they knock them all out. So everything, global EMP, everything's out, but everyone is still able to talk to each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me the
How?
president, Mr. President, and they're like using their cell phones, and they have like just
Yeah.
airplanes are able to fly and stuff like that. I mean, and everything's able to just be working just fine. They have a shortwave radio that is able to cover the globe, by the way, too. So if you're hearing
Oh,
this on my ham radio, over those to you in Dubai and in Hong Kong, this is the President of America speaking from Area 51. You can hear me on
The
this ham
new the
radio,
new
right?
president of the United States, not the original one from the beginning of the movie. They kill everybody off.
Yeah, exactly.
supposedly they.
Now, now,
Supposedly they
now
kill
here's
him.
the thing. Now, myself, I've studied political science. I've been a political junkie for my entire life. What position was this guy? Because even if he was like the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, there's no line of succession. If they kill off the president, vice president, speaker of the House, every member of the cabinet, the president pro temp of the fucking Senate, every member of the cabinet, there's no line of succession thereafter.
He was a general. As I'm reading it right now, he is General Adams. So just
If
plain and
I if
simple.
I now
Not even starred.
please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that I am. I could be because one of the ways that we do this show is we like to drink and do a couple things and then talk about the movie.
Yeah.
So there's no line of legitimate constitutional succession for a general taking or general. He can take control, but then it's called a military junta. It's not. He's not within the line of succession.
Jesus
They basically
Christ,
just
Ed.
said you're the highest ranking military member, so we're gonna make you president. Like that doesn't
Yes.
make it's not within the Constitution of the United States.
Ed, you are confusing the fuck out of me. I fell asleep. I'm
Uh,
sorry. So I'm just gonna say you're right.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the fuck you just said. So yes, you're right. It makes no
Yeah.
goddamn sense, buddy. It doesn't. I was just happy to see the guy get some work because I like him in a lot of other movies. You guys want to talk about how this queen is clearly plagiarism from aliens, or is it just me?
I mean, it's hive mind theory. That's this whole thing. Again, very unoriginal. Where they're just like, oh, yeah, say the everything. There's so many other sci-fi movies that do the same exact thing of this whole hive mind, where there's a central kind of queen or like a brood mother or like a leader that's able to just kind of control everything in a unified area. I mean, Starship Troopers did it. Star Trek did it with the Borg. I mean, I could keep on going on, but it's so Cocoon. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
But
they
there's
they
eight
all do it.
more. There's 8 more. They said there's 8 more.
Yeah, she controlled her little swarm there, and now they're gonna go back to the colony and finish off the rest, right? I mean,
Which
that's
does imply that there's like a king or like somebody that's higher up that is
a brain
controlling
bug.
everybody. Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
exactly what it is. They're gonna have a brain bug, and it's gonna look, well, hopefully nothing like Starship Troopers, where it's just a giant anus.
It's afraid. It's
that you
afraid.
they're gonna do it. I just have a feeling they're gonna do it.
I mean,
Okay, guys, let's talk up. Huh?
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
I'm sorry.
what did work in this movie for you guys? I mean, it was just eye candy, pretty much,
Um,
right?
Hmm.
Data. Data worked for me, and what I mean by he worked for me was, oh, he's dead. Wait a minute. Coma, 20 years. Okay, yeah, he's a funny guy. I mean, that's what he got. He got he
Well,
got
but
he gave me a couple chuckles. I guess the
Sure.
only thing the movie got is a couple chuckles. So I enjoyed him. But other than that, there was no.
well, but also keep in mind they sort of have to establish that concept that like they've made contact. They became basically they were the host so that they could speak, so that Bill Pullman could go back in and say, like that this is what they're doing. That like he let that all happen, and it gave reason why Bill Pullman went crazy. It gave reasoning behind those drawings of the red rings of death for your Xbox.
Nice.
It gave explanation for like all those the reasons they knew that they were coming.
But it makes
You know,
no sense that any of these characters besides Data know that they're coming. Again, I mean, you guys have to go back and watch the original movie because Bill Pullman never actually touched or had contact with the aliens in the first movie. So
No,
how
no, no,
does he
no,
have
no,
a
no, no,
psychotic
because
connection?
right after Data or was his name's like Dr. Oken, I think his name, but right after the alien kind of controls his vocal cords and does the whole release me bit. Remember that
Yeah.
Bill Pullman collapses because he's just like, oh, I got a flash. They're going one by
Ah,
one, and they're just blowing up all the planets,
yeah.
which is another weird
You're
thing
right.
because
You're right.
why would they go directly to Earth and just I mean, I guess that means in our solar system that we're the only people popping here.
Yeah, they clearly it is. Clearly Jesus is a part
But
of it.
he said that like
I
he said that one by one they're going and destroying. Would you say all life or
Mhm.
something like that? I mean, you saw the
uh,
first movie, so I mean, they completely ignored all the other planets. They just went to Earth. But I guess why not, right?
And do you guys want to call bullshit that the United States government has kept like 20 of these aliens in Area 51 for the past 20 years? You ever call bullshit on that?
What are they eating?
um,
That's my question.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they
Right?
were
Why?
they were all in comas. They were all in comas.
Oh,
They
that's
say
right.
that.
Okay, but see, but this is the difference between a smart movie and a dumb movie. A dumb movie is this. A smart movie, you would say, we have 20 of these aliens that are in comas and we've had them for 20 years. Show me test tube aliens. Show me people doing surgeries on aliens, doing autopsies, figuring out more about them as creatures. We don't get that. We just get a bunch of aliens in Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone's Escape Plan movie, and they're just this tweaking out for no reason.
True. I mean,
Like it
this.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah,
Nothing.
they rushed a lot of it too. Yeah, they just wanted to. This movie was basically just let's hurry up and get to the fight. Like, let's get to the invasion and let's just fight. That's all it is.
And if you guys notice, we have barely talked about Liam Hemsworth because he has no reason to be in this movie. A lot of people have no reason to be in this movie. They should have
Eh,
just rebooted it.
you need an attractive leading man, and for
I mean,
some
he was
reason,
so fucking
that's it.
yeah, yeah, but regardless of the retract, yeah, but
In order for the formula to work, I mean, you need some attractive people, the leading man. You need basic basic plot, which is just build up conflict, climax resolution, just kind of your basic right there, and then throw in some humor in there, which you do. You have plenty of humor with Jeff Goldblum and some other people in there too. Maybe some road bumps. You throw in the romance, which we got one, two, three different romance stories in this one, I
Yeah.
think, right? We have Jeff Goldblum and the
Which-
chick. We have Liam Hemsworth and Presidential's the first daughter, and then we have his wing commander there, his wingman, and
The Asian girl.
and Angela Baby is what her name is, that's a creative name. Good for you, you know, cast
What
and the crew who
what
made
they
up that name.
But see, Eric, you did a good point at the beginning of the show. You said this is pretty much just doing the same thing over again.
Yeah,
I agree with you. But this is how I disagree, though. And how I disagree with it is that if you're going to do the same thing over again and call it a sequel, then have the same star power that you had in the first movie. Will Smith in 1996 was still a rising star. So put Channing Tatum in that role instead of Liam Hemsworth. Because who gives a fuck about Liam Hemsworth?
they had all
I mean,
the
his
old
brother.
stuff though, and then they had all the new people in there. You know, like they had
Yeah,
the
but
old crew, and then
Yeah, but I don't know any of these people. I know Liam from Hunger Games, and that's it. I don't know this Asian chick. I don't know the wingman. I don't know the daughter.
probably because
All
they
you
haven't
gotta
been
know the
anything.
daughter from is from It Follows.
Yeah, about to say I did know remember the daughter from It Follows. That's the only thing that she's been in.
But
Well,
it's
and
like,
yeah, and can I also interject that neither Whitmore's daughter or Will Smith's son in this movie are the people who played either character in the original.
Yeah,
well,
They're
those
new
kids
actors.
those kids are probably not even acting anymore. I mean, hell, the girl that played Newt has never acted since that first movie in Aliens, anyways.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. But I guess I don't know enough of these young kids to make me feel that same star power as I did in '96, 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Well, but keep in mind that in '96 they weren't actually stars yet.
well,
Will Smith was a star.
Yeah, they were getting there. I
Well,
mean,
he was a star because of Fresh Prince, but this is the movie that turned him into a movie star.
Yeah,
this was
sure.
it. I mean,
Well, Bad Boys came out in '95.
Yeah, and then then this movie, and then yeah, but I'm pretty sure I'll have to look it up. But this was the movie that like sort of jump started him as a big ass movie star.
let's take a look because I know Men in Black was a big part. Men in Black was '97, so it was the year after.
Yeah, Men in Black was '97, '98. But I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say,
This
guys,
cemented
is I'm
his
just missing
his
that.
this cemented his king of blockbusters.
Yes.
Because
Yes. And
because for the longest time it was him, right? It was Independence Day. But and you're very right. As I'm looking at this, he went strictly from see Bad Boys. He did a few other movies like Made in America was actually kind of funny, but
yeah.
but that was like Whoopi Goldberg Ted Danson movie. But yeah, it was Bad Boys where he was co-leading, and then Independence Day, and then yeah, after that it was just kind of hidden it was Men in Black, Enemy of the State, Wild West, Bagger Vance. That was not a
Oh, Legend of
Yeah,
Bagger
that was
Vance
not
was
a
such a
very
good movie.
Ali.
Yeah. Okay.
Another one.
Golly. Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a big question for you guys. Big question is, I know we're comparing this to the original, but after having seen Independence Day again through my adult eyes and not my childhood eyes, is Independence Day, the first one, really that good of a movie? Should we really be this pissed off? Because if you really watch Independence Day, it's really dumb. I mean, it's just,
Well, yeah, but it's one of those things. It's one of those movies that like it fit everything, and it did it well. Like Roland Emmerich actually did that movie well. That's one of the few that he actually did pretty good in. You know, but like it was a summer blockbuster about aliens in a time where there were outer space movies, but not alien movies. I mean, there was Deep Impact and Armageddon came out like the year before, I think. I think those were like '95. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm catching, maybe a similar time. Maybe they came about the year after. But that was the outer space time frame. Excuse me. So like, and it had people who were up and coming, and it was feel good about America, and we had just come out of, we had long, a couple years previous come out of the Gulf War, and we were having a lot of, Clinton was getting ready to be reelected, so like it was a different time in America at that point in time. That's why we needed to have a feel good movie, and that's what it was. It was a we all come together, and then it had some great liners, so, and and it was a much more suspenseful movie. It was much more well done. I mean, we look back now and see the graphics and think, okay, it was kind of cheesy, but like in my opinion, if you take that movie for what it always has been, I still every time that Independence Day comes on, I'll still watch it, the original.
Well, what I'm missing from this movie is Dennis Quaid. They should have brought him back.
But he's dead.
They did legitimately blow him up. He was legitimately blown up.
They brought back Data. Why not bring back Dennis
Well,
Quaid?
it's funny. I was reading a thing about the original, and the original scene where Dennis Quaid flies a fighter jet with the bomb into the mothership and blows it up.
Yeah.
The original written scene, and it was filmed that way. They had to go back and do it. Was that he stole a one of those prop planes, like one of those ones that he was flying.
Yeah.
Like one of those crop planes, hooks a nuke up to it, and then flies into one of those prop planes and flies into the mothership with the prop plane. The lines are all the same, like "Remember me" or whatever the hell he says.
I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm
but
back.
it was so funny and so terribly designed that the audience kept laughing at this most climactic moment. This is one of those movies where they didn't cut those out. They left the climactic parts in. Like they rushed the alien invasion. They rushed it should have been much more epic when they destroyed all these major cities, and like they destroyed Tokyo, they destroyed Paris. Although when the ship lands at first, it destroys the Eiffel Tower, and then all of a sudden when it leaves, the Eiffel Tower's back again.
Yeah.
There's a goof there, but
20 years to build that back up. I think you'd be all right.
well, no, what I'm saying is the Eiffel when this ship
Yeah.
lands, it destroys Paris, and the way you know it's Paris is because it destroys the Eiffel Tower. Then all of a sudden, the Eiffel Tower's back, and it was there for a week.
Yeah.
It was there for a weekend.
That's true. That's true.
Again, like
That happened.
This movie it's whatever. From what I'm seeing is that you had said that you were the only person, you and your wife were the only people in the movie theater. It sounds like that seems to be kind of like the same thing, especially when you're competing against the new kind of summer blockbuster, which is like family movies. So Finding Dory is like sweeping box office right now, like no problem whatsoever. And it just seems like that's just kind of like the public then, like so you're taking back at the time where like the 90s and stuff like that, where you wanted kind of like a action adventure, kind of a thing just to kind of take you away. So that's why like Men in Black work, because you have this comedy action adventure. That's why Independence Day works, is because it's witty, and you have some smart asses like Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith, who are both great in comedies, or in that role of being kind of the smart mouth person. So they have that too, and you have it with a lot of other, like you said, Armageddon's the same way too, where you just kind of have the big conflict but big action, and then every once in a while you have like those smart ass kind of comments, whether it be from him or Ben Affleck or whoever else, type thing. But now here we are in 2016, and like the big winners are going to be Pixar movies. They're going to be the family movies that usually you can just take kind of so like this one, Secret Life of Pets, is probably going to be huge too. These are like movies that are just gonna, these are the new kings. We didn't have
I would
those
agree
back
with that.
then.
Yeah.
Even though Disney, obviously was no shame to winning box offices. I remember that Aladdin was huge. Remember Beauty and the Beast was huge. Lion King was huge. But this is like to the point where they're so consistent, and they're coming out just more and more, and they're becoming more popular. They're winning Oscars. I mean, and like to the point where they can't not win an Oscar. Pixar can't.
Yes.
Right.
Every time they've been
True.
up for one, they've won. Every year that they've been up for an Oscar, they've won. So
And that's
yeah, and now you have this nostalgia, kind of this rehash where Hollywood's just like, yeah, well, we know this is a sure thing. We know this is a safe bet. where we can make money off of this. We could reboot a franchise. We can make a sequel to something. This is unfortunate too because I know that Ghostbusters is going to be coming out pretty soon as well, and that's probably going to do well at the box office, even though it's going to be a god awful movie. Like, but it's just rebooting, and people are gonna go see it because Ghostbusters. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
only reason people are gonna go see that. They're not gonna see it because it's all for women. They're not gonna see it because it's a Paul Feig movie. They're not gonna see it because Melissa McCarthy is like their favorite actress right now, and she's so funny, says my mom. But it's gonna be
Nice.
because it's Ghostbusters, right? Plain and
Yeah.
simple. And you can tell because a lot of this is because of the ratings too. Like they're trying to appeal to kind of a mass audience for the families. So this movie was what, PG-13? Yeah. Same with Independence Day, PG-13. They want the family to go. They know people are gonna have holiday weekends off. Hey, what are we doing? I don't know. The lake is too whatever. So let's go to see a movie instead. But instead, you get Finding Dory instead, and they're gonna be like, well, screw Independence Day. We're gonna go see this
Well, but
cute little movie instead.
but also keep in mind that like movies like Finding Dory, they're actually really well done. You know, I haven't seen Finding Dory yet, but the Disney Pixar does a really good job at their movies. Even as an adult, I saw Toy Story 3 and damn near cried when they're getting ready to go in that incinerator and they all realize they're about to die and they all start holding hands.
Picture
Yeah.
the formula for the layout of blockbuster movies, though, and you can actually kind of see similarities between something like Independence Day and like a cartoon movie, where you have safe characters or relatable characters that are just kind of like either they're very attractive, very present looking, whether it be like Liam Hemsworth, who's just good looking guy, or some chicks that are good looking, or you have a fish and some computer CGI stuff that just look amazing technology, right? Like the animation is just very very well done. So you have eye candy on both sides right there. All right. You have small conflict and to where the characters find themselves and like, oh no, here's a problem. What are we gonna do? These characters then find their friends. The friends go, hey, we're your friends. We're going to help you out with this problem. The problem gets bigger. The friends, are tested with the relationships. It goes into conflict. They go into climax. Oh, that moment where, oh, he's going to come through and shit's going to happen. And oh my God, he did it. And then the resolution. Who, wasn't that nuts, right? Yeah, it was. And the entire time through all that's happening is that there's little witty comments. There's little things that kind of break the tension. You know what I mean? So it's not awkward or it's not anything else where it's real nice and easy to where you can kind of, oh, that was cute. But the difference is that now, instead of it being kind of an alien thing because we've seen it so many fucking times, now we have a cartoon, whether it be princesses or fish or whatever the hell like that, to where we know completely that it's fantasy, where it's something more, I guess, safe or something more. It's cute. It's cute instead of action. So that's what it is.
Yeah,
Cute sells
I
more
no,
than
no,
action.
I mean, and that's a really good point. I mean, movies, no matter what genre, will always have there's a certain foundation to them. You're exactly right.
Some are different, is many movies can have. Many movies can have break from this formula, the traditional formula. I don't know what would be a good one to have.
The Fountain.
A fountain would be, so maybe you have like these kind of offset. Spotlight was won Best Picture, and that was kind of one that was more of a true story. So a lot of true story movies kind of break the mold in that way too. Um, Maybe book adaptations also help out too. But I mean, in the same part, the blockbusters tend to stick with it. So like Hunger Games are kind of the same way too. Even though it's a book adaptation, but they appeal to a lot of Harry Potter's the same way too. Blockbusters that just kind of go into that too. Or that was more holiday, wasn't it? Those were but anyway, the big movies, the ones that were the studios are just like, this is it. We made this one. Even superhero
Mm-hmm.
movies are doing the same thing now because they know it's safe. But then you have movies that like The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling that a lot of people are raving about, and it doesn't stick to that formula. You know what I mean? Like that's a buddy comedy. That's just like the Resistance, but it doesn't stick to that same kind of safety formula. You know, they don't want studios don't want to break away. They don't want to. They want to make an Independence Day 3 because they know that it's a safe bet. All right, that's fine. Throw the money at it because we know that in the long run we'll make, we'll end up in the positive. That's basically what it is. No matter how bad it is, and it's gonna happen the same way with a lot of other stuff. Like the Goonies sequel is probably gonna happen the same way too.
Well, I can't disagree with that. And I think those are very, very good points you brought up. And because of that, I think this is a good thing to ask. So, Eric and Ed, do you guys recommend Independence Day Resurgence? Ed.
Well, here's my thoughts on it. We went to see it obviously because we had to for our fans and everything, and quite frankly, I probably would go see this movie again having seen it already. But it's one of those movies that it's so bad that you love every second of it. Jordan, you and I used to joke about the movie The Room. You're
Yeah.
tearing me apart, Lisa. It's
Oh,
like
hey, Mark.
it's the movies that are so bad that you just love every second of it because they tried like hell, but it just didn't work. This movie is different in that way. Like I it was so bad, I still loved every second of it, but they didn't try. That's my biggest is that they didn't even try. Like a lot of us have seen, movies that we knew were trilogies, and with the exception of The Godfather, the second one is usually the best. Or excuse me, I said that backwards. With the exception of The Godfather, the second one is usually the filler. Sometimes they're the best with The Godfather and then Star Wars in being included in there. But a lot of times like trilogies, the second one, the filler one is just that. It's a filler. This one was basically the first movie of two movies that they made based upon a first one. I don't think that you can look at it as a trilogy. I think like a lot of people look at other movies like Jurassic World as not the fourth installment, but it's a new trilogy or however many they're gonna make.
It's a garbage movie.
It is. It's a garbage movie. It really is. But like, that being said, I think I would not recommend going to see this movie in theaters. Don't spend your money on it. I mean, if you've got nothing better to do, I would, however, if this movie is on like HBO Go or Netflix or whatever, that's when you watch this movie. This is a streaming movie. We don't do the stream it anymore, but this is a streaming movie. It's not a theater movie.
Okay, all right. And Eric, do you recommend Independence Day Resurgence?
Out of the formula that I explained before, there was another one that kind of comes to mind too. Is the damsel formula, where it's a damsel in distress type thing, and I think Jurassic World kind of had a lot of that in those two kids, where it was they were the damsel, or whether it be what's her Dallas Bryce Howard as the damsel as
Yeah.
well too. But whatever. This movie didn't really have a damsel. I guess if you wanted to say the ball alien, I guess that could have been the damsel, but everyone's fine. Everyone's just doing their fucking thing. Uh, Plain and simple, I won't go up to rank because I think I already did too. No, don't go see this movie. If you like Jurassic World, then maybe this movie's for you. If you like kind of those where you're just like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's gonna happen, then yeah, sure. But I've not met one person who did like Jurassic World, and you sure as shit won't like this movie if you didn't like that one. Like, it was just kind of like, let's go. Let's wrap it up. I wanted to just pause the movie and be like, hey, I bet you any money that Jeff Goldblum goes, oh wait, I have an idea. Let's do this. And then
Nice.
they're gonna go,
Nice.
no, that's crazy. It's a 1 in a million chance. We shouldn't do it. Well, what other choice do we have? You know what? You're right. Let's do it. And it's just like, all right, fucking. And then they do it, and then 1 in a million chance they get the 1%, and it works. Fucking. Don't go see this. Or how about this? If you want to go see it, fine. I won't judge you for it because it's Independence Day. I'll tell you this: don't spend money on this movie. How about that? Like, that's my thing right
Nice.
now. Don't support this movie. Don't spend money on the movie. If you want to wait for it on HBO and you can watch it on demand or when it hits Netflix or whatever the hell, yeah, sure, knock yourself fucking out. You're gonna waste 2 hours of your life, but go ahead. But don't spend money, please. I'm begging you, please. Like, to save the industry, don't.
No, Jesus Christ. All right.
Because
So,
because
all
you
right.
we vote for this and we keep on getting more and more movies, and then people go, man, why would Hollywood have so many fucking movies? They're just so awful. It's because you go to the movie theater and you spend $160 million on this fucking thing. Like that's why.
Yeah.
Like that's why we keep on getting this shit, because you are guaranteed, you vote with your dollar and you're guaranteeing that third one's gonna get made.
Before I give my review, Eric, I'm sorry, but you have met the one person that likes Jurassic World. Sorry.
Dude, I could rip that apart as well as I could have with this movie too. Like,
You know what? You know what?
I'm the Alpha Raptor.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
say.
yeah, this is the
I'm
part
gonna
too.
say.
Running in
I'm gonna say.
heels. Okay, go ahead. Good. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say my 5 seconds apiece with Jurassic World. It's better than 3. That's just the way I see it.
Oh, oh,
So,
oh.
yeah, no, like I just thought it was better than 3. And after Jurassic, after the Lost World, which kind of pissed my childhood off, and number 3 just kind of just burned it alive. I was great to see some things back. It was definitely a nostalgia trip, but do I love it? No. Do I own it? No. But would I watch it again? Yeah, it's all right. But I dig it. It's okay. That's not great though. It
This movie
sucks.
had the
But
giant
you know what I mean.
alien chasing a school bus, and you're just like, why? Jurassic World had a Tyrannosaurus Rex chasing a redheaded girl in heels, and I go, why? And then both the school
Valid
bus
point.
and the girl in heels outrun the huge fucking thing that is like, with every step is covering half miles, like
Yeah.
just taking, maybe not half, maybe like 16th of a mile or something like that, but still like serious ground is being covered with every step. And yeah, well, go
No,
ahead,
no, no.
please.
It's fine.
Alien,
It's
like the
yeah,
aliens
yeah.
with blasters in this movie is fucking beyond. We as American people have the same blasters, and they call them blasters. Like the fucking technology that we've advanced to is the exact same that the aliens have, but they never had blasters in the first one.
Even the queen
That's
had
a
a
pet
bigger
peeve.
gun.
Yeah, the Queen has a giant blaster. The fucking it's like there's so many things like they definitely they this movie, Jordan, you put it, giant jumping of the shark. Like what the fuck? Why are the aliens all of a sudden they have blasters? They came to fight. Do we have the Xbox Red Rings of Death on everything aliens in this all these
Oh
aliens?
yeah, they didn't
You
even.
know,
They said that in the movie. Oh, this thing didn't change in 20 years.
yeah, it's like the tech. Oh, and then all of a sudden, oh, the interface is different. Like what? No, just stop it. Just fucking stop it. Can we go back to the idea of what J.J. Abrams did in the new Star Wars movie, to where they recognized the fact that it was old technology. They fucking just told you, like with the Millennium Falcon, they didn't change anything. They didn't update anything. It was the exact same fucking thing, and they just make a little joke about it. That's not like, oh, the interface is different. No, you can't fucking do that about this movie. They ruined what could have actually been decent. It just, if they would taken what I wanted them to do in this movie, which was take what happened at the beginning of this movie and the end of the last one and run with it, and then okay, so there's another invasion. But they're turning it into a fucking video game. They're destroying what was a legitimate great movie from
Oh,
20 years ago.
here's a good one.
This is like when Jordan joined the fucking Warriors,
There you
and
go.
it ruined his legacy, tarnished his legacy, because he was scoring. He never in his entire career scored under 10 points for a game, and then he fucking plays for the Warriors, or not Warriors, the Wizards,
Wizards.
and the Wizards, and he scores 8 points a game. It's like he's still Jordan, he's still great. I remember all the awesome things from the '90s, but now he's just a shell of himself. That's what this fucking movie was to me. Now I'm getting on a rant. This fucking movie was like fucking Jordan playing for the Wizards. It ruined its legacy. It tarnished itself.
Jesus Christ. All right. I don't know if I can give a review now.
Shields can
Oh.
hold a nuclear blast, but they can't block radio waves, so everyone can talk to each other just fine.
Oh, and the Smithsonian just randomly didn't pick up this fucking truck and this radar, but we can see the fucking radar. And don't. First of all, when this fucking ship comes in, it's got a cloaking device. This fucking ship is cloaked. We can't see it, but this fucking 1950s piece of shit radar device can see it? Are you kidding me? Like, are you? No, just fucking stop. This movie, I will tell you this. I got goosebumps about it because I got this weird sense of fucking patriotism that I can't shake for whatever fucking reason. Maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe that
Bill Pullman speech.
Oh my god. And he does give another fucking speech in this movie. Bill Pullman gives another speech when he's a fucking nut job and they somehow escapes his nut house and his Secret Service agent, and still his daughter's like, no, I'm going to go kill myself. No, you're not going to do it. He tricks her. He's still nuts, but he tricks her into fucking going to kill himself. It's like, no, this is not how fucking movies are made. This is how B movies are made. What this movie to me is a 90s B movie that they tried to fucking make. They tried to make a 90s B movie in 2016.
Jordan, your thoughts?
Okay. Not recommend. How can I follow this? No, no. I mean, honestly, no. I mean, seriously. Like, what the fuck can I say? You guys have already said. I mean, this is definitely a stream it, or this is definitely I'm gonna clean my house for spring cleaning and put this on in the background on TNT. Because that's as far as this movie's gonna go. This movie is this dog shit. This is the worst movie I think we reviewed in the history of Movie Guys podcast. This is terrible. I mean, this is just terrible. And that's why my wife and I snuck into Purge 3, man. I mean, we really felt like we were raped, like the boys in South Park did with Indiana Jones.
The fucking Indiana Jones movie was better than this one, and that had a fucking alien spaceship that was one of those spinny things on a fucking the carnival.
The alien frowned at the end.
Yeah.
Disapprovingly. Is that what it said Indiana Jones in the script? Or it's like, and then the alien turns and frowns disapprovingly at Indiana Jones.
Nice.
This movie was worse than fucking Phantom Menace.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, at least they had pod racing in the Phantom Menace.
They had alien technology in our fucking fighters, and they did a Battlestar Galactica scene, which, if you remember from the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, the first episode, they had a scene where all of a sudden General Adama's son comes up and he's like, "I'm going to represent this ship." And I am in there with fucking Kid Hyler, whatever the hell his name is. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna represent America." Oh my god. Shut the fuck up.
Nerd.
First of all, Battlestar Galactica was one of the best fucking TV shows ever, this new series.
All right,
it was amazing.
Wrap it up there.
Yeah, I
got
to
get into the Battlestar.
But anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this podcast. Of course, check us out on Twitter and also movieguyspodcast.com and also iTunes, where you can download every single episode, including this one. And we'll be back in we'll be back in just a week, because we're going to be reviewing very soon Ghostbusters, which I'm so excited for. I can't wait. I'm going opening night. So I can't wait for that one. We'll be coming back for that. And then after Ghostbusters, by the way, just kind of let everybody know what we're doing here. After Ghostbusters, we will be reviewing, let's see what we got. Oh crap. Well, maybe I should have done this before I said something. But after Ghostbusters, we will be reviewing Star Trek Beyond.
Nice.
Or Lights Out, depending on what everybody wants to do.
I mean, I'm down for either. I like James Wan, and I'm excited for Lights Out.
So that's what we'll be reviewing. So thank you so much for downloading this episode, and we have some special stuff coming your way soon. So thank you so much, Eric and Ed, for joining me, and we'll be back next week for Ghostbusters. Have a good night.
Later.
Fuck this movie.